Is there not another video after that one?
It's just videos for the whole.
The whole
2
live stream
hours.
is just a bunch of videos. Ladies and gentlemen, what's up? And welcome to Tuesday evening live stream here in Casa de la Hundo in Studio Fright Club. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a very simple, very relaxing, and nothing to talk about live stream. We're going for maybe 10 minutes max, which we've already hit that based on the loop of intro. We're at 20 seconds left, and that will be it. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. And until then, we'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out. But no, hey, guys, since the last time we spoke, last week's live stream, we have an official announcement.
Not just one.
Not just two.
But three.
We have 3 house announcements that we have to dive in. We have to dissect. We have to talk about. We're going to talk about the positives. We're going to talk about the negatives.
But mostly positives.
And exactly the one thing we really want to talk about today is Hondo. We're going to be talking about Hondo for a little bit today, too.
Oh, yeah.
Surprise. I haven't told anybody about that. Not even Stephanie knows about that. And not even
okay.
Hondo. Do you know about it? No, we didn't go over it. We didn't. Did we not? What do you mean?
I don't think he's prepared.
No, I thought we talked about it. Remember yesterday?
I don't think he prepared. He didn't bring his notes.
No, Steph, hold up. You don't understand. Remember the cannon that's out back? You were going to go through the wall? The flame? No. Damn it.
He's getting a little nervous.
Okay, that's fine. We'll script that. Nobody paid attention to whatever that was. But hey, how are you guys doing? How's everybody hanging in there from this chaotic week that we just had for the HHN community?
Yeah.
We have a lot to talk about. We're going to be diving into Slaughter Cinema 2. We're going to be diving into Goblin's Feast. And we're going to be diving into the last one that was just announced this morning, Sweets. Sweets Revenge.
What is it called
Sweets.
again?
Yeah, I don't even know what the name is because it just happened this morning. But we have a lot to talk about. And we're going to get into all that. We're going to talk about the announcement from Slaughter Cinema 2 happening at Spooky Empire. We're going to dive into that. We did do a video on that recently. And then lo and behold, boom, we just got hit with another one, Goblin's Feast. We didn't do a video on Goblin's Feast, nor did we do one on the Mayor Sweets. I'm gonna call them Major Sweets.
It's Major Sweets. Candy Factory.
Major. He's the major mayor. He's got the key to the city. Major Sweets. We're gonna be talking about the Candy Factory. We're gonna get into some of that. We're gonna talk about Fright, club member only invitation to a specific island. We're gonna be talking about that too. We'll save that a little bit later in the live stream for you guys to see. We got a little thing, little something. So, how are you guys doing this Tuesday evening? Where is everyone visiting from? How do we sound? How do we look? I know we look great. We're rocking the BFO Fright Club merch. Stephanie's got Death Isn't Permanent. I'm rocking the Fright Club hoodie. I'm not gonna get up to do that whole flexing thing again like last time. I'm gonna stay here. But holy smokes, I really I don't even know where to begin because that's kind of how this week has been. We're just like, there's so much going on right now.
And of course, I was on a work trip this weekend, so it was in the area. So I wasn't gone, but I literally got home. When was it? Friday night at
5:50 something.
And that's when they announced it, right?
No, it was you got home at 6. It was right around 6, and then they announced it at 6:50,
yeah.
6:40.
So I was getting ready to wash my face and getting comfy clothes.
You were done.
And then they announced it and we were like, oh no. But we were so excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I mean, Slaughter Cinema, guys. Come on.
Slaughter Cinema. You guys know that is my absolute favorite house.
It is cool. The fact that, and we said this in the last video, and we'll talk about the Spooky Empire announcement details. And there is one thing I want to dissect, and I want to ask you guys about, and it kind of has to relate to all 3 of these houses being announced. But in that last video, I said I never got to experience Slaughter Cinema. I was there at the event. We were performing. We were busy, and I never had the chance to actually go through the house. And Stephanie, as you guys all know, this is Stephanie's favorite house. And it's really cool the fact that we're getting a sequel to it, right? We're getting a new version, new style. Go ahead.
I feel like I have been saying the last few years, yeah, I'm happy to see Yeti and when there was that rumor that we were going to get Devil Dogs, I was like, yeah, I'm excited for that. But what I really love about Slaughter Cinema is that it was an anthology house. I love, you know, having a completely different story for every single room or every few rooms. And that is like one of the, not on top of that, you know, the fact that it's like B movies and they're campy and all of that. I love that about Slaughter Cinema. But the fact that they were anthologies, and I think that's part of the reason why, you know, the Yeti houses weren't my absolute favorite. I didn't dislike them, but
yeah, they were still great.
I think that I am so much more excited for this than like a spin-off, like single house about, you know, one thing, because it is that anthology style. So I'm very excited for this.
Yeah, there's like so many different like styles and vibes and things to take in per scene that you get into, which it just kind of, those types of houses just offer so much more because of how different each scene can be. Yeah. And we find ourselves constantly loving houses that are very much of that style of an anthology, where you just have different scenes, different stories, all that, just because it's just like a mashup of different things that fit the horror genre, which is kind of fun to see. And specifically about Slaughter Cinema 2, you know, it's the one interesting thing. I'm not sure if anybody knows this. I'm sure a lot of people do, but I'm sure there's some that don't. Let me rephrase that. For those that don't know, the house or the scenes that were in the original Slaughter Cinema back in 2018, they were actually ideas that were created by the Universal Creative for Halloween Horror Nights that never got approved. They never got to see, you know, the event itself. You know, they never came to fruition. So it's really cool, and I love. I absolutely love the idea, and which is, oh my gosh, this is why it pisses me off that I never got to experience it in 2018, because I love the idea of like them having these ideas, because I know what it's like, you know what it's like, and I'm sure a lot of people here know what it's like to have these incredible ideas that they never get to do and never get to see. This is one of those houses that's like, hey, remember those awesome ideas you guys thought of and worked on and all? This is a house that gives you the opportunity to showcase that. And we created a story on how to showcase those ideas. And it's a really unique way, and it's something really cool. And you got to see it. You got to do it. Lucky you. But now they're bringing it back.
I did it like probably like 30 or 40 times too, because
wow.
that was my first year scare acting. And I was in Blumhouse, which was in the Men in Black tent. And the trailer where our break space is that trailer that, you know, when you're going to that tent and the last few years you've come around the back and you go to turn the corner, there's like a trailer right there. That was our break space. So every night, and I was in cast A, so every night we would get out and there was like maybe 10 minutes left of the event. So my entire cast would just go right to Slaughter Cinema and go right in. So like every night that we got out on time, we would literally go in that house. So I did that house so many times.
That hurts me because I never got to do it, which then let me talk about my side of the story with Slaughter Cinema, and who there is a lot of people here as well that never got to experience Slaughter Cinema. This is kind of
a tongue twister.
I'm gonna summon the Cthulhu again. By the way, hey, sick intro, right, guys? Right? Come on, guys. Props to Daniel. I mean, this intro, you know, this is something I've been wanting to do with the Cthulhu and all that stuff, and getting the sky, and the fact that Horror Nights dropped that video with all of it. I was like, oh, this is the time. This is the time. And Daniel's like, I got you. And it's so sweet. And you know what? We got so much more that we're working on. You guys are going to enjoy the intros for this year. So just prepare. Daniel's got a whole load of horror stories on the way. But going back to what I was saying, I never got to experience it. And I know there's a lot of people who didn't get to experience it in 2018. This is kind of our chance to get a taste of what that was like. Because it's not Slaughter Cinema from 2018. It's Slaughter Cinema 2. It's a very different thing, different films. And they said 8 new B films that's going to be featured in it. Do you want to talk about the Spooky Empire kind of panel and lead into that? Or do you want to get into the details and then go into Spooky?
We can do Spooky
how would
first.
You feel? Spooky first?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like...
want you... Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I feel like we don't have that much to say about it.
And that's the theme of today's live stream. There's not much to say about these things, but get into Spooky Empire. I want you to lead off, and then I'll kind of follow with you on this.
Because I was at that work conference, we were not able to go to Spooky Empire. We would have loved to go. We've gone the last few years, but I just had work stuff going on. And Brian couldn't go because I had the car for work, so I kind of stranded him.
Me and Hondo were trapped in the studio here.
Yeah, but we didn't get to go, so we just, lived vicariously through all the posts and everything. And I don't think either of us has really seen much from the rest of the panel. Have you? I haven't seen really anything from the first part of the panel.
I mean, that's pretty much what I was gonna nitpick at. So I mean, going along with that, I still don't know anything. We haven't watched any videos. We haven't watched anyone's videos or anything like that, because the only thing we've seen and that we focused on, and that I'm sure a lot of people here as well focused on, was the announcement in the last 5.5 seconds that they had of the panel, like 2 minutes. But I don't know anything that happened to that panel besides the announcement. Mm-hmm. And just for that fact, it makes me feel like there was really nothing in the panel. You had a couple people come on stage and they kind of probably talked about their roles, kind of like last year. Mm-hmm. We had the panel last year just talked about their roles and kind of like what they did and kind of stuff like that, but nothing that was really impacting the upcoming year.
Yeah, it's not news.
Exactly.
Which I love those panels because I always love hearing about the people who work on HHN and what they do day to day and how they got their role. I love hearing that stuff, but it doesn't make it to Twitter or, Instagram or YouTube very much because it's not necessarily the headline, which obviously those things got a little overshadowed by the announcement. So, that's kind of all we really heard about it was the announcement, which do you want to talk about?
Okay, so let me dive into this, right? So in the last final minutes, we got the panel saying, "Are you guys wanting an announcement?" Which, yes, everybody does, right? And they went ahead and they said, "Slaughter Cinema 2 is coming." They put the graphic on the screen, and everybody's excited. I mean, it's Slaughter Cinema. People know about this. I almost said property. Technically, it is in a way. They know about this house from 2018. It's a fan favorite for a reason. Mm-hmm. It was a really good house. People loved it. I never got to experience it. Anyways, people loved it, right? So people were getting excited. And then they brought a character out from one of the scenes that you're going to see that was called Heavy Metal Hell 3D.
Which, do we think that's going to be a 3D
no.
room? No,
I just think it's because it's the movie, it's the 3D room or whatever, but because you're in the screen. I don't know. We're not going to play along with it too much. But and maybe the whole house is 3D. I mean, the graphics, it's red and blue. You wear those old red and blue, I don't know. We'll see. But we're getting 8. This is what they had the character come out, and the costume is cool, but it's nothing crazy, right?
It's not like
nothing crazy.
It wasn't like a stilt walker or
It wasn't anything that we haven't seen already.
Yeah.
Let's say that. It wasn't like a creature we're like, what? Oh, what is that? It's cool. I like it. Cool with the vibes. And then, we know that it's got 8 new B films that's going to be featured in there. They talked about, spaghetti westerns, creature features, things like that. And then we know, I keep wanting to say Hellblock Horror. Heavy Metal Hell 3D. We know that's going to be one of the scenes. And it's cool and all. And props to the team for, doing this at Spooky Empire. I do think these panels, it would be cool whether, they do have an announcement to bring a draw into the event. I know Spooky's probably yes, buy more tickets, come to us. That's another conversation. But these panels, having something like that's really cool because Hollywood, our friends out in the West Coast who unfortunately they've been forgotten about. I'm sorry.
Which, speaking of that, our super chat that we just got.
Look at the perfect time, we did plan this. Antonio Sandriota said, with a $9.99, you guys are so lucky to have had 3 mazes announced in less than a week. We have had no maze announcements here in Hollywood yet. When do you think we'll get our first maze announcement? At this pace, are you guys ever going to get an announcement?
When is Midsummer Scream? Because I feel like it's probably going to be for that.
You want me to be honest? Here's what I'm going to show you. This is my thought. All right. we're not going to spend so much time on the Hollywood aspect. I was going to talk about it later. But Friends on the West...
July? I hope it's not. I hope they don't wait until end of July.
They won't. They won't. And if they do, I'll be surprised. But Friends on the West Coast, I'm sorry that you have to see us on the East Coast enjoy these announcements. I'm sorry. However, your time is coming soon. I personally feel like, because of what they have done in the past few years, is that we've usually got an IP announced in the beginning. And then with that IP, it's usually a dual coast IP. So I'm thinking that might potentially happen this year again. And then along with that announcement, that's when they'll have like the dates and tickets and all that to coincide with it. I feel like that's kind of been the pattern for the past few years, where an IP would be announced first for both coasts, and that would be the dual coast announcement. But that's when Hollywood finds out their tickets and dates. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
But Antonis with the $9.99, thank you, my man. Sorry for not giving you much good news yet. So I apologize. But
yeah,
hey, 3 house announcements for us. Sorry.
It does kind of suck.
It does. It really does. I feel for you guys on the West Coast, because I can imagine if we were here and like Hollywood's getting announcements, I'm like, where's mom? You know, like where's our announcements? But I get it, right? But let's go back to Spooky Empire.
Yeah, this is sorry.
No,
One
go
more
ahead,
thing.
go ahead.
It's a good point Richie Rich made, saying, "Do you think we're getting all of these because of Behind the Scream tour?" Which that's another.
Can we get into that after?
So that's another conversation,
Yeah.
because that also has to do with like, why are we getting originals first?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
not IPs.
Exactly.
So we'll talk about that.
Yeah. We'll get into that question here in a second when we get to the other 2 houses, because we have 3 currently, and if you guys know, we have that early Unmasking the Horror tour, which I do not like. Sorry, I just don't. That's 3 houses, so they're kind of lining up. But we'll talk about that in a second. Going back to Spooky Empire, we had the character come out. Everybody's excited. Slaughter Cinema 2. Yeah. Oh, here, let me get my energy up, right? It's Slaughter Cinema 2. Everyone's like, yeah. Thank you so much, everybody. Good night. And then everybody's excited, right? Everyone's excited. However, me, right? And I don't have it ready for tonight's live stream. I'm sorry, I didn't prepare for this. I just didn't have time. What did we get? If you guys remember, if you recall, and can you actually put a poll up in the chat? Get ready for a poll. I'm gonna bring it up. Stephanie's gonna put a poll. Actually, you know what? Yeah. Put a poll. Put a poll. Put a poll. Sorry, I'm stumbling. I want to know from you guys. And Steph's gonna put this up in the poll. But in 2018, if you guys remember, we had Slaughter Cinema. But do you guys remember what happened with Slaughter Cinema? We got an announcement, a standalone announcement with a video. Do you guys remember when the credits roll, heads roll? Like there was like, that's like, yeah, like the vibe for it. We had a whole video. And this is where I'm kind of bummed out.
What is the poll?
I'm getting to a second.
Oh, okay.
No, hold on. Okay. This is what I'm getting. Actually, can you go ahead and you can do the poll. Ladies and gentlemen, what are your thoughts on the announcement? Are you excited? Do you feel meh? Or do you think it was like the announcement? Not like Slaughter Cinema 2, but the way they announced it. Are you guys happy with it? Do you guys think it was kind of average, or do you think it was underwhelming? I would love to know what you guys think, because when that announcement happened, we had that initial wave of everybody that was kind of like really pumped up, really excited. Slaughter Cinema 2 is coming. And then as like an hour to 2 hours after the announcement, then we started getting the comments of people saying like they feel a little underwhelmed. And Steph and I, Slaughter Cinema 2 was announced right when it was announced Spooky. We're like, oh, like sweet, we're rocking and rolling. We're like, cool, for 2 minutes, because then I started looking at the details and I went, we didn't get a video. Oh. And I know I asked for too much. I mean,
always.
Yeah, I was like, I knew you were gonna pitch in on that one. I do ask for a lot. And these things are way harder to do and make and stuff. Like, trust us, from a very tiny channel who has this production, things are tough. I can't imagine being on the scale that they are at. They got so much they're dealing with. But I was really looking forward to a video. Like when Steph said they announced Slaughter Cinema, I was like, what? We got excited. We looked into it. I looked at all the details. I saw the character. I was like, holy smokes. But then all I kept seeing was just the graphic. And I was like, oh, did we not get a video? Because we had a video back in 2018. And that video was just so cool. And like an original had its own video. It had its own day for an announcement and stuff. This would have been so cool if the panel they did. You guys want it? You guys want an announcement? Yeah, please help me. I need an announcement. Whatever. Oh no, save me. Help. Whatever, right? So you have these, these people are excited, like, yeah, they want an announcement, and instead of just saying it and be like, we know you wanted it, we see it on social media, so just here, boom, Slaughter Cinema 2, have a great day, everybody. Like, instead of doing that, it would have been really cool if they had a video up on the screen, because they have a screen there, and I'm sure you guys have seen, right? They have a screen there at Spooky Empire where the panel was. It'd have been really cool if they showed a video to everybody. Can you imagine everybody sitting there just watching? And you can have any music you want based on kind of the vibe that they want for this specific drive-in.
Even, was it 2 years ago when we had Legends Collide?
Yeah.
We had already had that house announced by then, but they brought like a little slideshow where they showed kind of like, concept art and like pictures and things like that for the making of that house, and that was really cool to see it like up on the screen. So
yeah, that was neat.
It's definitely something that
would have been cool.
Possible.
That would have been cool though. Like, even if we didn't get the video, it'd been cool if they had like a photo to kind of show like some of the concept for maybe the facade. Well, I wouldn't say the facades. I think the facade should always be kind of saved, but maybe like one of the rooms, like if they did Heavy Metal Hell 3D, because they brought the character out, it'd been cool to kind of see like some of the concept for maybe like a little snippet. That'd have been cool. But I was really looking forward to a video, and so we didn't get the video, and I'm like, man, for something as big as Slaughter Cinema 2, for Slaughter Cinema, this sequel coming this year, I'm like, I would have expected them to have done a little bit more. So my vote goes underwhelming. I'm extremely excited. I can say this with positivity that this might be my most anticipated house for the year, like right off the bat. First announcement, it's an original, which is incredible. I love the fact that we're getting originals as the first announcements. We'll get into that piece in a second, but I feel a little underwhelmed. Steph, your vote?
I don't know. I feel like I'm biased because it's Slaughter Cinema, so I'm excited no matter what.
Yeah.
But
do you feel like...
I would have loved to have like a video, or even like they did with Legends Collide, even like have photos of the
BTS.
concept art of that character that we saw. Like, bring the character out and then show like the concept art for him, and what the idea, talk about like what the idea behind that room is, and I don't know, maybe like something a little more. But I'm not surprised, because that's what we've been getting for the originals the last few years. So
yeah, and I don't want us to be conditioned that way. That's the thing too. It's like, hey, we had original videos. I want to keep that, just because I feel like they set the tone and the vibe much better than just a graphic. And on top of that too, they just build the hype and excitement a little bit more than just a graphic. There's more kinetic energy to that. There's more things for people to kind of get into and dissect. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So yeah, I feel a little underwhelmed. I'm in the me feeling underwhelmed part is like borderline underwhelmed to average, because it was at Spooky Empire. They did bring a character out. They showcased that, in a panel that you get credits for, but it's like, I could have just done a little more, that I thought.
I will say you are in the minority being underwhelmed.
I am a minority always with this stuff.
You are in the minority being underwhelmed. 45% say it was amazing. 33% say I'm indifferent, and 22% say it was underwhelming.
Got it. Okay.
So seems like everybody
kind of
is
spread out, but
pretty
mainly
happy with it.
Mainly with the excited part, which is good. I mean, we should be like Slaughter Cinema 2. Like I said, this is going to be. Stephanie, I got a question for you. What's your most anticipated house for this year?
Slaughter Cinema.
It's like that's right now like our most anticipated house. Granted,
Yeah, for sure.
I was about to say it's our only official house that we know, but that's not true because we did get 2 more. Before we get into those, I got to bring up some Fright Club members here. The Heart Enough Life for us.
What was that?
Elizabeth Hart. I always think the hard not life.
Knock?
Or the hard not. Yeah, but I say the heart. I try to say not life, knock life, whatever.
Not?
Heart. It's hard, whatever.
But the song is
hard
knock.
Life. I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
didn't know what you were saying.
Anyways, the Heart Life said, Anybody think the Spec 3 map listing Silver Scream Queens may have a tie into the Usher? His house was ripped from the Silver Screams 2009. Seems like we're getting a lot of Silver Screen type of appearances this year.
Yeah.
Potentially. I don't know. Also, Elizabeth, Fright Club beginner for 19 months, approaching 2 years.
That's crazy.
Still scares me. That number keeps going up, and I'm like, stop. We've been doing this for how long?
That is
Stop.
wild.
That is kind of wild. And to draw in there as well, Southridge Films, Fright Club veteran for 12 months, celebrating their 1 year in the Fright Club. Not having a fake B-movie trailer playing and having that character physically tearing through the projector screen and come out on stage to announce it was such a missed opportunity. You know, I agree with you. No, there's no C. I agree.
You two need to stop hyping each other up.
Don't listen to her. You keep thinking like that. Yes. One day we will rip that screen.
Goodness.
That'd be cool though. I mean, imagine they did that. Can you imagine like when they're like, all right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for us. And then the lights turn red and they're like, what? And then all of a sudden a video starts playing of like Slaughter Cinema and this dude just jumps out of the screen and everyone's like, oh, he's like, da, da, da. And it's like Slaughter Cinema 2.
The Spooky Empire is like, you just broke a $30,000 screen.
Slaughter Cinema 2. And then and next you know, flame and lasers. Yeah. Okay. All right. Anyways, thank you
We got one more.
Oh, one
That
more.
just came in.
Brandon likes everything. Do you? Fright Club veteran for 16 months. I'm hoping they do something special with the video announcements since they have more time. See, I would love for the videos. I feel like the videos they just add more. And let me read I want to get into that. We're going to get into that here now, but let me read one more. We just got one more from Sal Crescente. Fright Club beginner for 12 months, full year, saying I love the announcements at Spooky Empire because the hype was there, but I just felt underwhelmed by the next two houses. They were just kind of like, here you go. And segmenting into that next.
Wait, I had more to say about Slaughter Cinema.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, we had this conversation that like, we didn't get the full, they didn't tell us what all the movies are or anything like that. We know that the first Slaughter Cinema was kind of 80s, right? But I kind of get the vibe that this one is not going to be 80s B movies. It's going to be just like general B movies. Maybe like, I don't know if it's like 90s or just like no time period necessarily.
Good.
But I don't know. That's just like the feeling that I get. Would you rather see another kind of like 80s themed Slaughter Cinema, or would you rather it be like, not like a specific time period?
Spam in the chat. 1 for 80s, 2 for anything. That's not like just generic stuff. Let us know in the chat. Spam 1 for 80s, 2 for anything. My vote goes 1. I love the 80s. 80s is cool.
Yeah,
Like,
spaghetti westerns, not 80s. I feel like the grindhouse stuff is not really 80s, so that's the vibe that I'm getting.
we're getting a lot of 2s right now.
What was 2?
Not 80s.
Oh,
Anything with
okay.
80s. Yeah. Yeah, so we're getting a lot of 2s. So 3 either way. All right, I see you.
Yeah, just excited.
I see you.
I'm just happy to be here.
I'm just happy to be here. Me too. I'm stoked. I was stoked for this live stream. I was really looking forward to this. So, anyways, now moving in to the next one that we have. We got announcement number 2. 3 days later. Do you guys remember Halloween Horror Nights? In the middle of the night at 12:33 a.m. 033 033. The middle of the night, tweeted number 3. And then the next night, the number 3. What does that mean? I don't know. But 3 days later, what did we get? Another house announcement. Yesterday morning at 10:33, I believe it was 10:33 in the morning, right? 10:33 in the morning.
I'm like, yes. Like, I know,
right?
I don't know.
10:33 in the morning, I think, is when we got it. We've been getting announcements at that mark, at the 33-minute mark of whatever hour. We've been getting announcements. And we got Goblin's Feast.
Which I do love that. I love when they do little things like that.
I agree. I agree with that one. But Goblin's Feast, Stephanie, do you love that?
I have no idea.
I thought that's what you were saying at first. Like, I do love that. I was
No,
like,
I
yeah.
love that they do the like, because it's like HHN 33. I love that they're doing the little like announce it on like the 33-minute mark.
Yeah.
I'd be like sitting there. I'd post social media like for work sometimes, and I'd be sitting there like sweating, like you like can't be a minute early or a minute late.
So you're supposed to, now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be like nerve-wracking.
Yeah,
But
I fail at that all the time. I mean, look at our live stream.
I would post it right at that time, and then something would be wrong that I'd be like, oh, I have to delete it and redo it. That'd be bad. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about this Goblins Feast. I get Wicked Growth vibes from it. I don't know why. But don't you kind of get that like the room in Wicked Growth when it was, I think it was after the mausoleum part. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Key in a mausoleum.
What is that?
It's from Haunted Mansion.
Oh.
Sorry.
Anyway.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
You know
sidetrack.
the room after like the mausoleum part where it was kind of like the mossy like troll area?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Wait. Can you
Wicked Growth. And then you went right into the witches
Yes.
like room.
Yes. I know exactly what you're talking
That's
about.
kind of like the vibe that I'm getting.
Okay. I can see that. And here, the one thing I would say too is I feel like the if you guys remember, I feel like I'm getting so sidetracked. Goblin's Feast, right? Got announced Monday morning, right? 3 days later from Slaughter Cinema 2, and they basically said, "Hey, there's gonna be goblins, orcs, and they're having a feast, and you're on the menu." That's it. Like, that's all we got. We're gonna get into that part in a second. But the vibe of that you said, kind of like Wicked Growth, the graphic very much feels like that. I will agree with your section in Wicked Growth. I'll agree with that. But I also say the dueling dragons, the scene with the troll in the beginning, and right when you get into the royal castle part, when those two came out, I feel like that's another vibe. And then for our friends, hey, friends out in the West Coast, Hollywood, here's a shout out to you guys. When we did Holidays in Hell last year in Hollywood, the leprechaun scene.
Oh, please don't have that smell. That smell was so bad.
That was Hollywood. Hollywood last year was cranking some smells.
Oh my God, that smell like made me sick to my stomach.
There was a lot of smells in Hollywood that made me
And
sick.
then it went right into Thanksgiving, and I was like, I can't do this.
Yeah. We love that house, but we couldn't do it because it smells so bad. But not talking about the smell, but more of the visuals. The St. Patrick's Day kind of scene, leprechaun like in the hut kind of vibe. Like, I feel like that could also be kind of a setting. So you kind of mix those. I'm thinking like that, but I'm also getting a very much like D&D vibe, like Dungeons and Dragons, Goblins type of deal, but it's like Wicked Growth aesthetic. But that's kind of the vibe I'm getting for it.
Yeah.
And
This is the great thing about originals is we really don't know.
Yeah.
Like, and you go into it like so blind and have no idea like if you're gonna like it or you know what the vibe is gonna be. So one reason why we love the originals. But
yeah, and the originals, they always seem to perform very strong. Always. A good majority. A majority of them.
Depths of Fear.
Depths of Fear. You're not thinking about like spirits.
Oh yeah, I didn't hate it.
Hell.
Yeah, that one was wrong.
Anyways, a majority of the originals do really well, and I'm excited for this. I really am excited for Goblin's Feast because I'm like that vibe. If it's like D&D, that vibe, I'm for that, and especially like I really would love to see some. I'm gonna use it. I don't. Anybody here? I know you guys probably have TikTok. I get a lot of dark fantasy stuff. Surprise, and I love that vibe. I'm like, it would be cool if this is kind of like the dark fantasy type of house. I would love to kind of see that. So I'm all for it. I think it'd be really cool. But now let's get to the announcement of it. What do you think of the announcement? We're excited for Goblin's Feast, but what do you think of the what's the word I'm looking for? The delivery of the announcement. Exactly. Thank you. You answered correctly. You've been promoted.
It's like they're trying not to do the announcement dump by just spacing it a day apart.
Save that one for today's announcement.
Oh, yeah, well.
Yeah. So this one, although it was really cool and everyone was like, whoa, holy smokes, an announcement. There's no info on this. It's just like goblins. Cool.
And they're having a feast.
And you're in the menu. It's like, I'm pretty sure I got that. I'm pretty sure they're not like just welcoming us and we all get to sit down in the house with these goblins. And we're like, like, I'm pretty sure we got the concept from just that. But then again, we just got a graphic. All right. Cool. All right. Fast forward to today and this morning. What did we get?
A graphic.
We got another graphic. And this one was Major Sweets Candy Factory.
Which we can have a little bit more like of an idea of what this is going to be because it's
a prequel.
I guess, yeah.
To the we've had a scare zone featuring Major Sweets and that kind of vibe, so we kind of understand the vibe for this. And I'm excited for this. I am. This isn't my most anticipated house, I guess you can say. But I'm excited for this. I think this will be really neat. Like, sweet, Major Sweets. We loved the Scare Zone because of the vibe for that year. HHN 31 was supposed to be like a very like traditional type of Halloween vibe. And so this Scare Zone kind of really fit into that. And it was just fun. It was a fun Scare Zone. And like, I like Scare Zones like this sometimes where they're kind of fun. You know, it would be nice to have a scary one every now and then. But it was a nice aesthetic. I like the aesthetic. For a house... very interesting. I'd love to know more about this one. I think out of the other two, this is the one that I'm like, I need to know a little bit more. I want to see kind of where Universal has their mindset on how they're going to showcase this character. What is it going to be like? Because this is such a disappointing for me. I am so disappointed right now that we just got Major Sweets as a house versus the Willy Wonka experience that came in the UK with the unknown. Like we had something so scary there. And I guess Universal's like, well, we can't do that, but we can do this. So I mean, it is what it is. But I'm interested to see how this one plays out. This one's the lower on the 3 in my anticipation right now currently.
Yeah.
Just because I'm like, all right, like, where's the vibe we're going with this? So
yeah, I will say that I think in my personal ranking, that is also a little bit lower on my list, simply because I don't mind if the scare zones are not scary, because I don't personally find them that scary.
Stephanie doesn't get scared.
I don't personally find the scare zones that scary anyway, so I just like them to like look nice and have a good vibe. But I want the houses to be scary, so I am a little nervous that this one is not going to be, just because I feel like the zone was, while it was beautiful, it was not like super scary. And I can't picture really any of the characters scaring me in a house, if that makes sense.
Well, there is one house that will get you, but we can't talk about that.
No, any of the characters from like the Major Sweets zone.
Yes,
like the kids and stuff.
Yeah, I agree with you. But here's the thing, and this is the incredible thing about originals. We don't know.
Yeah, they could do anything.
They can do anything. Granted, we had Major Sweets in the scare zone with the kids and the candy and all that stuff. Like, cool, made them crazy. But we're at his candy factory supposedly. This is a prequel. Are we going to see his development to make these candies, basically turn these kids into what they become? And what's the process like that? Do we have creatures in here? Do we have mutated? I don't know if YouTube's going to flag me for saying this, but do we have like mutated kidnapped kids in there that's being like held for trial? And they like,
so like that would scare me.
And he's trying to get the candy formula to be perfected. It's like we could see anything. And that is the beauty of originals. And that's why we love originals so much at the event, just because there's an infinite amount of possibilities when it comes to this. Versus an IP where it's like, it is what it is, which is still exciting depending on the IP. But for originals, they really could just go all out and be like,
yeah, which is why we love them.
Yeah, we're going to put a dinosaur in this house. What? Why? I don't.
You'll find out.
You'll see why. Okay, cool. I like it.
But we do have
I'll bring
some
this up.
super
Yeah, I'll
chats.
bring this up now. Taylor Payne with the 2 said 13 ghost movie. We've never got a house. Missed opportunity? ? Yes. I wouldn't say like, is it a missed opportunity for this year? I wouldn't say it is. Is it celebrating an anniversary?
I don't know.
Right? I don't know. But like,
I know that a lot of people were saying it for the year that we had the plexiglass, because that's like kind of a feature of the movie. And that would have been like a really cool opportunity.
oh, to tie in. Yeah, that could have been.
Because it would have been like, it would have made sense
It
to have
matched
the
it.
plexiglass.
Yeah.
But people have been asking for this house for years.
Since we started doing content for Halloween Horror Nights, that is one of the houses that's always been around every year that people have been asking. We still haven't seen the movie, and we do plan to see it. And from what we are hearing from a lot of people, like, it seems like it could be a really good house. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Like, if it could be a really good house and people want it, like, sure, I'll support that. But we still have to see it. So is it a missed opportunity? I'm not going to say it's a missed opportunity when they still obviously have future events coming up. But
I feel like it's got to be like they have to have it on their radar.
Yeah,
I
I was gonna
wonder
say
if
it's gotta
it's
be.
like a licensing thing.
maybe. And then moving forward to Vanessa Ann with a $4.99 said, I appreciate the original house announcements before the IPs this year. Let me just kind of segue onto that just for a second. I love the originals, and Steph does too. Right? This is kind of coming from both of us. We love it, and I personally always think, and this is kind of where my vote goes, and I'm sure you'll vote with me on this one. But I feel like the first announcement for Halloween Horror Nights, as far as houses, scare zones, whatever, should be an original. Because I think that with the originals, it allows them to announce earlier in the season. Like Slaughter Cinema 2, we could have gotten in February. And here's the reason why. It's because all we got is a graphic. That is it. That's all they've done for us as far as an announcement, is just, here's a picture of just the artwork, the graphic. Like, there it is. That's it. We could get those in February. We could get those in March, in April. Like, as long as, like, you know, the whole team at Universal approves and it moves forward, we can get those pretty early as far as announcements and stuff goes. But that is one of the reasons why I do love getting originals first, is because there's more opportunity with their announcement season, more time frames that they can plug in and do things like that for. Whereas an IP, usually it's hard to kind of get IPs announced pretty early in the year.
It really did always confuse me why the last few years they've saved the originals for the very end.
For the whole announcement dump.
And I guess maybe that's just because they expect people to be more excited for the IPs, which I understand. But I don't know. I honestly like that they're announcing the originals first.
Yes, I agree. And here, we're going to actually have a very interesting conversation. Here's somebody, by the way, Taylor, Vanessa, thank you guys, by the way, for the super chats. Somebody said IPs puts butts in the seats. Yeah?
Yes.
Hold it. We had this conversation. Remember? I think it was yesterday. I think it was yesterday. I don't know. We've had a lot of conversations recently about a lot of things. So I'm gonna get into that in a second. Who wrote that? Albert, remind me in like 10 minutes. Remind me in 10 minutes.
If you want to, you don't have to.
Yes, you have to. So 3 house announcements here in Orlando. We got Slaughter Cinema 2, Goblin's Feast, and Major Sweets Candy Factory. It's exciting, right? And the fact that we got all this in 1 week, and it's still not even technically a full week since they announced Slaughter Cinema 2. It's like, could we even get another one? Like, are they just throwing
Yeah,
the
maybe
originals like
tomorrow.
that? It could be in 10 minutes. I don't know. Like, I really don't. Actually, what's in 10 minutes? Actually, in 7 minutes, 6 minutes and a few seconds, it'll be 9:33.
We're going today, though, so it'll probably be.
I mean, are you sure about that? You sure they're
Are
not
you
going to?
sure about that?
So here, are you sure? Okay. So here's my thing. I love it. I love the excitement. I love that we're getting it. But I still feel very underwhelmed, because even though technically we're not getting the announcement dump of all the originals at the very end in August, right? You know, where they just, boom, there it is. This still feels very much like an announcement dump, but they're spreading out, where they're like, you know, like, it's just like the next day they're like, boom, here's an original. because we're only getting a graphic with a very brief like 1 sentence, if that, half a sentence description of these houses. So it just feels like they're kind of just announcing just to announce. And this is where it's like, I'm very 50-50. I play devil's advocate with myself because I do like the fact that we're getting announcements and they're hitting us with the left and right jab constantly with these. It is exciting. It's fun. And I know there's a lot of people that are enjoying this, and we get tons of messages from people. They're loving this, and I'm happy for them, and I'm excited. Like, that's what it's supposed to be. But it's like, I feel like the level that Universal's at, and Halloween Horror Nights in more specifically, don't you think that they could do more? And that's something that Steph and I always ask each other when we do our own personal work, whether it's with YouTube or other jobs. It's like, could we have done better? It's like, we did great. Everybody awesome, but could we have done better? And I know there's a lot of people out there that's like that too, where it's like, could we have done better? And I look at it from a perspective of a fan of Halloween Horror Nights, and I see what, they've announced these 3 houses with the graphics, and it's like, what could it have been better? The Goblin's Feast and the Major Suites, like, okay, but the reason why I asked that question is because we had Slaughter Cinema 2 announced, and I'm like, we had a video for their original in 2018, and the fact that we didn't get that, it's kind of like, oh man, like, I feel like it's a missed opportunity, and I really like don't want to see a lot of like missed opportunities for Halloween Horror Nights, just because we want it to be the best. We love this event so much. We want it to strive and always show that it's the best. So I feel like this is just one of those moments.
If you guys are new here or have not been with us for very long, you will come to realize that Brian can sometimes drift off into the clouds, and I have to kind of pull him back down every once in a while and bring him back down to earth. So,
excuse me.
So that also, applies to his expectations sometimes.
Yes.
And personally, as somebody who works in marketing, I know that, if they don't have to spend the time and money on making announcements for the originals, they're not going to.
No,
and like, I forget who said it, like someone said, IPs are what gets people in the door, especially people who are not diehard fans that are going to come anyway. So just playing devil's advocate, I understand why they don't do videos. Mm-hmm. We've had, the crowds the last few years have been, at least it seems like record breaking.
Yeah, they've been filling the seats.
So they don't necessarily need to be like trying to get people in by making these commercials and all that stuff. So while I understand, I know that like you are always going to want more and want better for.
And to add to that, I also understand. I think everybody else also understands. I think Horror Nights understands, which is why companies just, they're doing that. And, we both work in business and stuff, so we get it. Like, I know for a fact, if Halloween Horror Nights doesn't announce any houses, I'm still buying a ticket. I'm still going to go. I know that. They have me. They have my soul. Like, I'm still going to go to Halloween Horror Nights. It's one of those things where I look at it, and to get to a very deeper kind of conversation with it, we get one life on this planet. And I'm not trying to get too deep with you guys. This is going to be so spiritual. We're not going to get too deep. We only get one life on this planet. And the way I look at it is like, I want to make sure that me personally, I can do everything that I can and do it the best of my ability. That's the same way that Stephanie is as well. Like, we both are like, can we do more? What is the best that we can potentially do? And we try that. And I know there's a lot of people who work at Universal who are the same way like that. And there's a lot of people here in the chat, I'm assuming, I hope you guys are out there too, that are the same way. Like, we just push ourselves to be better. There's nothing wrong with it. You can still be the best you can be and still want to be better. There's nothing wrong with it. So I look at it like, we get this one life, we get this one chance. So it's like, why not? It's like Jurassic Park, John Hammond, like, Spirit Expects. Like, why not? Like, go all out. Like, do it for the people. Like, do it just because you can. Like,
but they can't.
I mean, they can. Like, Horror Nights can, but they don't.
They're probably getting a marketing budget from not them, but higher up.
Okay, that's the people we're talking to. not the creatives and stuff.
They are not listening.
Okay, I'm reaching out. I'm in the clouds, all right? I'm trying to find where these people are. It's like, just because you don't need to doesn't mean you shouldn't. Like, there's a reason why Halloween Horror Nights is the world's premier Halloween event. It is just, it's fantastic. It's incredible.
Did you hear that?
I did. I don't know what
was
that
my
is.
ankle.
That was your ankle?
Yeah.
I thought it was like Hondo or something.
No, I just flexed my foot. My ankle popped.
That was loud.
It was very
Did
loud.
you guys hear that, by the way? I wonder if you guys heard that. So, getting back into my little like rant here. Just because they don't need to, I feel like doesn't mean that they shouldn't. I get it's all a money business. I get it. I understand. But it's one of those things that because Halloween Horror Nights, in my opinion, is the top dog. It's the top dog when it comes to haunt events. There's nothing that comes close. I'm sorry. I'm an HHN loyalist. I sell my soul on Horror Nights. You have something you want to say?
No, go ahead.
Okay. I
do have something, but go ahead and
okay.
finish.
I'll wrap it up quick. I love Halloween Horror Nights so much. I really do. This is all I think about every single day.
It really is.
It is. This is all I think of, all I talk of. Like, I love it. It gave me the life that I have right now. It gave me the person that I love more than anything in the world. It's got the community, the Fright Club, everybody here, like my best friend. All this comes from Halloween Horror Nights. Like, it does. And I'm thankful for it. So I want to give back to it. And so, like, to see that Horror Nights, they're at this top level, I feel like because you're up there, don't get comfortable. To me, comfortability kills. It kills dreams. Don't do that. Like, keep pushing. Keep showing why you're number one. Keep separating that gap. Just keep going. I'll reel myself down. All I'm saying is, like, I feel like they could have done more. And it does bum me out because I think of the potential, and it's like, I hate wasted talent. I'd love to see that potential grasped and used.
My opinion is I agree, but if somehow that budget is going towards the actual event, I would rather have that. You get what I mean?
I get what you're saying. It just depends where. But yeah, I agree. What was I getting into though?
I don't know.
I think I spilled off. I think, was it the IP butts?
What?
Remember the IP butts? We were going to talk about the IPs.
I don't know. Oh, butts in the seats.
Do you want to talk about the butts in the seats?
Yes, but I did want to read this comment because
I
am very interested in it. Brian said, if the curator...
Wait,
Brian Watanick? I don't know how to pronounce that.
Yeah, but he spelled his name wrong. It's supposed to be with an I.
If the curator and a Boris Schuster house get announced over the next 2 days, is this one of the best OG slates of all time? I mean, we'll have to find out once the house is, like, once HHN starts. But,
I don't know, but that'll be a
it
big one.
does sound like it's, shaping up to be a really good, original year.
Yeah, I mean, Slaughter Cinema 2 is carrying. I feel like Goblin's Feast is going to be a big fan favorite. I think people are going to love that house. I really do. It just depends on how dark they make it. Major Suites, there's fans for Major Suites. So it's going to draw a crowd anyways, and people are going to be interested to see how it goes from a scare zone to a house. I'm one of those people. So, like, right now, I think we have a strong lineup right now. And we have a strong lineup that's right now full of potential and possibility because they're originals. So I think we're in a good seat right now as far as what this event is offering.
Which kind of brings up another comment. I forget who said it. I think it might have been Javier. Said they'd be interested to see a poll of how many people would prefer a more original heavy year over a more IP heavy year, or like the 50-50 split.
Here's the thing. That is such a, like, depending kind of question because
it depends on the houses.
Exactly. Like, depends on the IPs. You can say we're getting Chucky 1, 2, and 3. I'm like, okay, originals, please.
Yeah,
but then you can say we're getting Hellblock Horror all around. It depends.
It totally depends. But, like, if you had to pick, if you were deciding, but you didn't get to know ahead of time what the houses were, would you pick 50-50 split or more originals or more IPs? I like the split. It depends. That's why I like the split, but I really think a 6-4 original to IP is a good balance. Mm-hmm. But I also think 5-5 original IP is good, just depending on what IPs we're getting and what the theme is and all that stuff. But I do like a 6-4 split, 4 IPs, 6 originals with
the addition of having one IP scare zone.
Me too.
I think that'd be cool. I think having at least an IP scare zone would be a cool addition because we've had just originals in the scare zones recently. HHN30 was the last one with
Zombieland? Or
no, with
Crypt TV?
Crypt TV, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was technically the last IP that we got. But that year, there were so many different things because of that year.
But I agree. A 6-4 split with a IP scare zone. I like that.
I think that would be like a sweet balance to everything. And maybe we'll do a poll on something like that later. But I want to go back to this. Did you have one more that you were saying, or that was it?
That was it.
I want to get into this real quick with the that one question that we got, or not question, it was a comment about IPs putting butts in the seats. We had this conversation yesterday, and I'm interested to know what you guys think. If you guys want to trash me, go ahead by all means. The internet does anyways. And I'm wondering what y'all's thoughts are on this. I know the general consensus on this is that IPs is what brings the crowds in. I would argue against that now. As of today, I would argue against that now because I think there is such a large fan base for Halloween Horror Nights now that people are going to go like regardless of what's coming to the event, regardless of the IPs and stuff. There is still a fraction of people out there because we get the comments every year. There's still a fraction of people when they don't get announcements, they're like, we don't think we're going to go because we really don't know what's going. And based on what's coming to the event, we still get some people that's like, there's nothing that I'm liking. We're probably not going to go.
I think we have to also, like, as locals, we also have to remember that, we go every year regardless. Like, they could announce Chucky for all 10 houses and we would still probably go. Maybe not get frequent fear pass, but we'd still go at least once. I don't know about that. But
that's a tough one.
But that's because we live here. Yeah. Whereas, like, if you're asking somebody to book a flight, book a hotel, take time off work, buy tickets, all these things, spend all this money,
it's not cheap. Like, coming to Horror Nights is not cheap.
And if there's nothing that they're really interested in, I could totally see skipping a year. We talked about going to Hollywood this year. And my first thing was, I kind of want to wait until I see what the houses are because it's expensive.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
So I definitely think that, for like the general fan that doesn't live nearby, what comes to the event does matter. And I think IPs are the thing that people can know tangibly,
they can relate
what that house is going to look like.
Yeah, and I think that's a great point that you bring up. And speaking of that, do we have anybody here that's across the pond? Is anybody outside of the U.S. that's in the chat right now that is planning to go to Horror Nights? Let us know in the chat. But kind of going on, I personally feel like that we're at such a large number of fans of Horror Nights that people are just gonna go. And granted, like Steph said, we have a different perspective because we are locals, right? And we try to put ourselves in the shoes of everybody else as well, because we can relate to it when we think about going to Hollywood. It's like to get the flight, to get the hotel, to get those days off from work, to make all that work out and spend the thousands of dollars that we spent just to go there for 1 or 2 nights. It's like, will it be worth it? And we are at the level of like fan base where it's just like, we love, personally, my favorite thing about Halloween Horror Nights is the atmosphere. I love just being there. Regardless of the houses or the scare zones, I just like to be there. I like being at Halloween Horror Nights. That's my favorite thing, which is why I will always go every single year. And I feel like the amount of fans that are in that category is increasing. I do feel like that. So much so that Horror Nights has kind of gotten on this so well-known world scale that it's still going to fill a lot of people because it's like, it's the place to be. I remember before COVID, before 2020, before those times, Halloween Horror Nights would always kind of like dub themselves like the nation's premier Halloween event. Well, now, like, I'm noticing in their like ads and stuff, it's called the world's premier Halloween event. And it's like, they know that they are known around the world. They have multiple destinations, locations. They're building a destination and location in Vegas and an experience there that is going to be year round. Like, they have all this where they're expecting people are going to go. People are going to attend. So I feel like because of that, I don't necessarily think that the IPs are as important as we are led to think. They're still very important. I know they do bring crowds in. I know that. Look at the almost at Slaughter Cinema. Look at the Stranger Things effect. You know, it does bring a lot of people in. But I think because of Stranger Things and a few years after that, where Horror Nights has gotten, it's going to fill seats regardless. So I feel like the IPs don't have as much weight on the scale like they used to when they like around Stranger Things and when they were first kind of being announced during the IP age and stuff that we're kind of in, because I feel like we have such a fan base now that will attend Horror Nights regardless. Even if we only get 2 IPs, like, you know, it could just take 1 IP to kind of bring that just kind of general audience. It's kind of like, oh, I know the IP, I want to see it, and come in. But I still feel like we have such a larger fan base that is like the originals, Horror Nights, Halloween Horror Nights, pizza fries, merchandise, that's like in that level that they want to come. Because on top of that too, to add, you guys have to remember too, moving forward, Universal and Islands of Adventure are unfortunately no longer going to be the only 2. And I say unfortunately, which is kind of a lie, because we're going to have Epic Universe.
Yeah, it's definitely not unfortunate.
I know it's not an unfortunate. I didn't mean to say that. But we're going to have Epic Universe, and we have the new DreamWorks land that's opening up soon. We have a new parade coming in. We have a new nighttime show. We have a new castle show for Hogwarts and stuff. There's so many of these offerings that's coming to Universal that's going to bring people regardless in this area. Like, I feel like there's so much eyes set on Universal here in Orlando right now. So I feel like we're in a good position. Like, I don't think necessarily they need the IPs in a way like we used to think, you know?
And this is what I was telling you yesterday whenever we had this conversation.
I think it was yesterday, yeah.
I personally would be totally fine if they did 10 originals and we don't have that crowd of people that are just going for Stranger Things or The Last of Us. And like that's the only thing that they know about HHN. They're just going for that one thing. I'm totally fine with that. It makes the crowds a little bit lower, whatever. But what I'm saying is, from HHN's perspective, the IPs are very important to them because it brings those people in.
True, but it also does cost them more because they have to get the rights contracts. I feel like it does cost them a bit to do that. But I mean, it does bring people in. It is bringing people in, and they can do the merchandise. They can do the food theming to it. They can do all kinds of stuff. However, kind of going on what you just said,
Zach said, so unfortunate to have a dedicated Universal Monsters land.
Yeah. To kind of go off of what you were saying, though, with like, you're cool if it had a year where it was all 10 original houses and stuff. And I'll say 2 things about it. One, I'm all for that. I think that'd be really neat, especially if they play into a theme. They tie into a theme and the lore of Horror Nights, and each house had to deal with the lore and the story for that year. I'm all for that. And if people want to say like, no, but I just want like IPs, I would then say, with an open mind, said, I would like to invite you to Halloween Horror Nights and see what the creative team can put together on all these originals. Like, I would invite you in to see what this event can do without the IPs, how special this event is and what they can do to try to make you like a fan like we are, where it's like, we just love Horror Nights for the way it is and the originals and all that stuff. And we love and don't get me wrong, like, we love the IPs. Like, there are IPs out there. Like Haunting of Hill House at HHN 30, incredible. I was so excited for that one. Stranger Things, so excited. Awesome, right? We've had some great IPs in the past. So don't get me wrong that it's like the IPs are like, we don't need them anymore. Like Killer Clowns, fantastic. The Monsters, technically they're IPs in a way. I like them being originals because of the storyline, but like all those are technically considered IPs. You know, we've even had Poltergeist. Poltergeist was incredible back in 2018. So don't get me wrong that, you know, the IPs are great to have, but I feel like we need the fans to be more of the fans of the event versus just like, oh, what house is coming? Oh, we need announcements. I need announcements now, Horror Nights. Like, when is the announcement? We need to have these and stuff. It's like, we want to be fans of the event. What's the story you got to tell us? What's the theme? What surprises do you guys have for us? What's going to be so special about this year that's going to separate it from last year? What's going to make it so different and stuff? Those are like kind of the questions that I want to see from the community a little bit more than just like, what's the next announcement? What house are we getting? Like, I feel, because the way I like Horror Nights and the way I view it is the atmosphere. It's not just the actual properties we're getting, but it's the atmosphere that it creates. It's the friendships that people build on it, the relationships and stuff. It's the memories and all that. And that doesn't just come specifically from like an IP, but more so the people who put the event together, the scare actors, the creative, the operation team, all that. That's what makes it run. Okay. I reserve my time. Thank you. Thank you, speaker. So I don't know. That's just kind of my vibe. I know I've been getting trashed on in the internet for having these feelings, but it is what it is. People feel.
No. You're fine.
Anyways, so thank you for telling me I'm fine. Appreciate it. So what I want to know now is this announcement dump that we've got spread out for a few days for these 3 originals. Which one are you guys looking forward to the most out of 3? Spam in the chat.
Should I do a poll?
I just want to see some chat spamming. Slaughter Cinema 2, Goblin's Feast, or what's that third one? Major Sweets Candy Factory. What are you guys looking forward to the most out of these 3? What are you excited for? What do you think has the most potential? Close that. All right, so we got let's see Slaughter Cinema 2 right off the bat. Got a Goblin. GF.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of Goblin.
Okay. I see some sweets now. Everybody wants a poll. Fine. All right. You'll get a poll.
I told you.
Fine. You guys will get a poll. All right. Stephanie's going to put a poll up. Vote on which one you guys are more excited for. And while she puts that poll up and you guys answer in there, could you guys also put in the chat, like, what do you guys love from Halloween Horror Nights the most? Is it the houses? Is it?
You could.
I'm having like one of those moments.
What do you like from?
Stop making fun of me. Anyways, what do you guys like the most from Horror Nights? Is it the houses, the scare zones, the food, the merchandise, the shows? Is it the announcements? Is it the speculation season? Is it the nothing Horror Nights related? Like, what do you guys like the most when it comes to Halloween Horror Nights? The atmospheres, like the
Chris
music.
said I love the rides.
Oh God, can we beg moderators? Can we get on this?
I would love to have like overlays on the rides.
Yeah, I agree. Like to be honest though, like, oh, good one, Chris, funny. Like honestly though, like in all true like reality, like riding Rip Ride Rocket, we never do it, but when it's Horror Nights, I'm like, I want to ride Rip Ride Rocket for some reason. I'm like, I want to.
Scares
like
me.
The Mummy, Men in Black, like those rides make me feel like, because Horror Nights is going, I'm like, oh, I kind of want to do this ride because it feels like we're not supposed to, But
Yeah,
I will kind of say sure.
I agree.
We need a poll for that too. No.
Zach said people watching. Same.
Yes, people watching.
Just
Actually,
stand in line and watch people.
No, but in the scare zones.
Yeah.
Like
Oh my God.
sitting
Just
in a
sit
scare
on a
zone.
bench and just watch people get scared.
Absolutely.
It's amazing.
I do like that. Is when we went to Hollywood last year, I think that probably was my favorite thing, is when we just hung out in the toys scare zone and just watched people get scared. That was probably my favorite thing. It was incredible. Every year in Orlando, we always find a bench in Hollywood and we just sit there and watch people get scared. We go to New York, we stand around, get the vibes, watch people get scared. Just people watching is good.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel like people like us, who like to watch people. Do people watch? Why we like to.
You're watching us watch people.
Anyways, for us who likes the atmosphere and stuff, we like, people watching. That's follows in line with us, versus where some of you guys might just be for the houses, where you may not like people because they're in the line and you don't want a line for the house. So it all depends.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what we got. I want to see what everyone's talking about. We got the ambience, more nightmare fuel, more. Let's see.
Should we do a
atmosphere? Pizza fries.
rapid fire Q&A after this?
Right now?
After this?
Oh, at the end of the stream?
No, just after this poll.
I mean, do you want to? That's what I meant. Do you want to do one now?
Yeah. Like when the houses are a low weight. LOL.
Sure, why not? You want to do a rapid fire Q&A?
Yeah. Also, the poll, Slaughter Cinema 2 is at 45%.
That's it?
Goblin's Feast is at 33, and Major Sweets is at 21. So that's kind of the
To be honest,
ranking.
though,
That's my ranking.
yeah, I was gonna say, to
too.
be honest, that's kind of my expectation for it.
Yeah.
Just because we all know Slaughter Cinema, so we're excited, but to see Goblin's Feast as high as it was, like I expect that to be kind of an anticipated house. I think it'll be fun. It's exciting. So,
I'm getting the Discord link for you guys too.
Oh, nice. Is it in the description, by the way?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Steph's going to put in the chat the Discord link, which we will be hosting a live stream after party tonight on Discord. I made the decision just now. So I know Shanna, she was asking. We will be hosting a live stream after party over on our Discord. So if you guys want to go over there, we will talk about these house announcements. This will be a chance. I'll have more information to say there that we don't say in our live streams and stuff. It's kind of like an exclusive little discussion with you guys. But this will also allow you guys to also speak what you guys think, because I don't get to see your chats all the time, and Steph may not get to see all of them as well as the live stream goes on. So if you guys have some thoughts and opinions of like what you guys think, this will be a chance for us to kind of ask you guys and hear what you guys think, and we'll talk about a couple other things. Not yet. This isn't your time. Go lay down. Go lay down. Go lay down. Remember the cannon in the beginning of the video? You weren't ready for that. It's not my fault. And now the public knows about it. So I know. So yeah, we'll talk about that tonight in the live stream after parties. So once the live stream wraps up and is finished later tonight, we still have a lot to talk about, so we're not leaving yet. But once the live stream wraps up and finish, we will head to Discord after we take the little guy out, deal with that business, and I'll try to get me some food because I realize I haven't eaten yet. I try not to eat before the live stream because my heartburn will be terrible. But anyways, we'll be doing that just like 5 minutes or so after the live stream ends. So if you guys go on the Discord, you join the lounge and everything, hang out in there until I join in, and then we'll get the party started, basically. Anyways, let's do rapid fire Q&A, shall we?
Yeah.
Boom. Rapid fire is up. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys know what to do. This is one out of the 2 rapid fire Q&As that we have set for today. We always do this at the very end of our live streams where we'll put up a rapid fire Q&A. However, we're going to do one right now in the middle of the live. So, ladies and gentlemen, ask your questions. I'm going to put 5 minutes on the clock. Stephanie, are you ready?
Yep.
Shoot away.
So the reason I brought this up was for this question. Did you guys think our scares were stronger in Hollywood when you guys went?
Yes.
Yes. 100%.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's part of the reason why we want to go back, but we'll see.
My answer is yes, still. Always. All right, next question.
If you had to live in any HHN house or scare zone to survive in, what would it be and why?
Ooh.
To survive in?
What would be the easiest house to survive in? That's a good question. Who asked that?
Crystal and Andrew.
Oh, man. That's a good question, guys. Darn.
I don't know.
Oh,
maybe Zombieland because we know all the rules.
was that a house? Oh, this is also
scare
a scare
zone.
zone?
Yeah.
Oh, if it's like a house or a scare zone, I'm going to say Major Suites?
Because you
Scare
just
zone?
don't eat the candy. Well, I guess
Well,
the
because
kids
it's
are
the
eating
kids.
the
I'm
candy.
sorry,
Drop
kids.
kick a
But
kid. What type of park-wide music would you guys like this year?
HHN 29, please bring it back. Thank you.
Just anything that's high energy.
Yeah, truthfully, like, we want energy. We want it to be energized and stuff.
Favorite HHN year you've personally attended and why? 28. Just the vibes.
I'm going to say 29 and be different. But
And because of Poltergeist and Slaughter Cinema.
I mean, you had the Stranger Things that first
So
year
many good
too.
houses.
The Killer Clowns Scare Zone. Then 29, mine. You had Killer Clowns as the house. You had the Universal Classic Monsters. You had the Lagoon Show back. Like, oh, those 2 years are top.
What singer would you like to see HHN or get the HHN house treatment like The Weeknd did?
AC/DC.
I think we've talked about this before, but mine would be Billy Idol.
Oh, yes, Billy Idol. I thought you were about to say Billie Eilish for a second.
No,
Yeah,
I mean, I
no.
like Billie Eilish.
But yeah, Billy Idol. Yes.
Yeah.
White Wedding. All right, next.
Do you think goblins will be in a sprung tent?
Yes.
Yeah, probably.
Or like a tent.
What?
Like one of the tents, whether it's
Oh,
Fast and Furious or tents. I think, yeah. I don't think it's getting into I don't know. That's what I'm going to say. All right, next one.
who asked what is the best brand of table to buy at IKEA? No idea.
None of them.
Would you rather have free tickets to the event for life or to handpick one IP every year for the event?
Free tickets.
Free tickets for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I got a question for you. How do you feel about the merch so far?
Okay,
Here we go. Segue.
I didn't like the orange one. The black one was better. This new one that they came out with, I actually really like.
Yeah, I'm liking this design with the snow wash. We like it. It's very much like the snow wash T-shirt that we sell in our store.
It feels more like Horror Nights.
Yeah, I agree.
So I like it.
Yeah.
Do either of you have a favorite scare story from when you were scare acting?
I have a lot, but I feel like I should. Some of these I can't say publicly.
We might save some of them. I don't know if we're still gonna do that.
We'll see. There is some, but there's some like we can't necessarily say. I mean, like I remember scaring Jen Tracker in 2018. Pretty good.
Nice.
There you go. We'll just.
I
say
don't
that.
really. All of mine all kind of blur together. I don't really have any specific
Yeah.
things.
All right, minute 20 left.
What's with the soundboard? It controls these things.
Oh yeah, and
It has
This
to be
is-
right here
yeah,
because
it's-
it plugs in.
the connections that we have, this is the best place for it, and cool. It's something to have in the video. We're in a small room. I don't know if people realize we're in a tiny room here, so like we don't have the space to put this stuff anywhere else. We're making it do with what we got. Can I ask a question real quick for you?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Oh, you're good. What?
I forgot that like sometimes you're asking questions. I'm just like
no,
looking
you're
for
good.
questions.
No, I like when you ask the questions. Though. That's good. I got one for you though. Do y'all ever do a meet and greet at HHN?
So we did last year. We did a meetup on opening night. So yeah, and then if people are like, if you see that we're at HHN from like our Instagram or something, we will definitely like try to come say hi.
Yeah, absolutely. And here's the thing too. This is what I'm gonna put in. We'll have time for one more question, but we don't really plan like meet and greets. It's just kind of like if we're there and you see us, please come say hi. You know, we'd love to talk with you guys. We'd love to see as many people as we can at the event and just chat some things like that. So the best place for that is usually on our Instagram. So if you go to Brian from Orlando at Instagram, that's where you can usually see our stories. We'll post like live updates when we're in there. We're in there when we're at the event stuff, so you can kind of see where we're at and all that. So
Have you ever scared a famous person?
that's actually a good question. I want to say yes, but it's like
I didn't.
I
never
don't.
did.
I don't think I knew it was. Here's the thing. It's like when you're in the vibe, where you're in the moment of scaring, I'm not paying attention who's on the other side.
No.
I'm just like human, like the whole time. So I'm not really like focusing so much on who the person is. Most of the time, what will happen is I get back from set all sweating, and everybody's like,
"Did you see
And
so
I'm
and
like,
so?" Yeah.
I guess. I don't know. I was just yelling at everyone.
That always happened to me. Or if somebody famous went through our house, it was always not during my set. It was like the other cast.
Gotcha.
So I never got to see anybody.
Gotcha. I know Ariana went through the other cast in one of my houses in 2017, but she ended up hanging out backstage with us, which was a kind of cool story. So yeah. Well, there you go.
One last one.
One more?
Because it's a good question.
Oh, it's a good question. Okay, I'll let you go. I'll let you ask. Go ahead.
From the original houses you've experienced at HHN, which one would you want to watch if Universal made a movie based on it? That's a good question.
So what original concept we'd love to see a movie?
Yeah.
Dang. I'm just gonna put this out there because it just came to my mind. HHN icons captured.
That'd be cool.
I'd love to see the icons of Halloween Horror Nights.
The first thing that popped in my mind for some reason was Carnival Graveyard.
Ooh, Carnival Graveyard was fun.
Because I like the atmosphere of that. But I also would love to see Cult of the Beast Baby.
Cult of the Beast Baby. Yeah, that one would be fun. We actually.
Graveyard games would be good too. Or Case Files. Sorry.
No, I mean, yeah, that's literally what I was going to say. Graveyard Games 29 would have been fun. Case Files would be really cool to see a Boris Schuster type of like film noir and get that. I think that'd be really neat.
We never did Body Collectors.
No, unfortunately, we didn't do that one.
Yeah, I think you actually can load like sound effects on here or whatever, but we just
Look,
haven't
we're
done that.
not high tech people, ladies and gentlemen. I am Stone Age. I do not like this tech stuff. I don't. I like very simplistic things. So yeah, that's.
But we definitely could. We could like
Maybe we'll get into it one day if we got time. Maybe
it'd be kind of fun.
where it's like click this and it goes. Ah, this man has no heart.
I was thinking more like reactions, like funny like TikTok sounds.
Oh. What did he say?
Yeah. What did he say?
Every time I say something, you click on. What did he say?
Or that one with the cat that's like, huh?
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Oh, that'd be great. I'm gonna do it.
You know the one cat that's like doing. And like.
Oh goodness.
Oh, what it's like to be a human. Anyways, rapid fire Q&A, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your questions. If you guys didn't get your questions answered, don't worry. We will do one at the end of the stream, so save them, and maybe we'll get to them later in the live stream, or just donate $1,000, and maybe we'll get to them then. Speaking of some donos, we have Rick with a $4.99 saying, "Hey Brian, glad you enjoyed the idea I had about what could be this year's." Absolutely, I 100% do, and will. I don't want to say anything, but I may have to reach out to the HH Orlando team. Exactly why I don't want to say it publicly. But yes, I did love that. I think that was really cool. Did you get to see it on the? I have to show you. I don't know if you actually read that.
See what?
Exactly. I'll show you later.
I was reading Chris's comment about Gary V's new book.
Okay, good. I'll tell you. I'll tell you after the live stream. It's actually something really cool. A fan brought up. Yes, keep that. Save that. Save that idea. You know how this community is. So, devour them. Actually, that'd be a cool. Fun Guy Gamer said devour them. That'd be cool.
Yeah,
Full damn. Devour them.
I still want it to be funny like TikTok sounds.
Huh?
Huh?
That could be fun, but I feel like that's kind of a trip of a live stream, don't you think? We'd be over here just
pressing it.
whoa, look at this. People are gonna be losing their minds. Okay, real quick, if you had to make an HHN related sound, oh my god, do you remember the game?
Yeah, we were gonna do that.
I forgot about the game. Oh my goodness, we have to write that down. Remember the 3,733 other ideas that we have on the schedule that we need to get to tomorrow? Mm-hmm. We have to add that.
Great.
It'd be a fun thing though, right? I think people love that. You guys love it. And it's not the game. It's not the other game. It's not one of the 7 games we're creating. It's another game that we haven't talked about yet. But it has something to do with that. So.
Huh?
Oh. You getting slappy? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. All right. Oh, and then real quick, John just threw in here some triples, threes, three. When do you think is the next house announcement? That's a good question because, to be honest, tomorrow. I don't know. Do you think it's actually going to be tomorrow?
I don't know, but they did 3,
okay.
And it's 3.
Hear me out. We got one on Friday. Then we got one on Monday. And so I was thinking, okay, that was 3 days apart. What's 3 days after Monday? Thursday. I was like, oh my God, we get another house announcement Thursday, maybe?
They were just like, no, tomorrow.
But they did it literally today. Yeah. I was like, boom. I was like, huh? So I don't know. I really don't know. If this is their new and improved system for an announcement dump when it comes to the originals, they're just giving us graphics on random days. If this is their new system of what they're doing, I have a feeling that it could just be any day now leading up to the first IP, just so they'd be like, look, we have all these houses. At least you guys know, right? This is what you wanted, right? Maybe that's what they're doing, and that's where it's leading to until that first IP. And originally, I was thinking the first announcement was going to be around this time, late May. Mm-hmm. We were thinking late May and stuff would have kind of been like that announcement period. That's how it's been the past few years, where this is really the time we should be expecting an announcement. And we got one, and we got like 3, boom, right off the bat, bang, bang, bang. So I don't know. I really know.
With them doing this, Javier brings up a good point. When do you think they'll start announcing the scare zones? Because it's like what they've done the past few years is do this like originals like
House dump.
House dump, but then it also has scare zones in it. So it's like, when do we get the scare zones?
Yeah. I really want to see scare zones get their own announcements. I think that'd be really cool. We used to get where it was like a house announcement and then maybe 1 or 2 scare zones in it. I think having a good balance with announcements like that could be really awesome. Because, for instance, you know, like Slaughter Cinema 2, right? We get Slaughter Cinema 2. It could be its standalone because it was at the panel. But then, like today, we got Major Suites as a house, give a little video with it, and then maybe a little scare zone graphic. And then you could do the graphic for the scare zone versus a video because it's a scare zone. And it's like, that'd be cool. We got a little bit, you know, more on that. And it's spreading the announcement season out to a well-balanced machine. So I'd love to see some scare zones get some announcements. What are you smiling about? I feel like you have something. Oh, no. Oh.
I'm just laughing. Jack said Halloween nights.
Halloween nights? Huh? Can I get a huh? What? There was one more thing I wanted to bring up, and I can't remember. Oh man. Oh, that's it. Okay, I remember. We talked about this on our Discord, and I also want to say this. If you guys are just joining us, welcome. What's up? We're at 1 hour and 30 minutes. We talked about the 3 houses being announced. We showcased our merchandise again. We had that sick intro in the beginning. If you guys were there to check it out, if you just joined us and you haven't seen the intro, make sure you take some time out of your day to go see that intro. It's really awesome. Daniel created that. Fantastic. But we still need to talk about the 3 houses that were announced. We need to talk about them a little bit more, as well as the code names. We have some code names and what do they relate and what we could think and where the positioning is. We're going to get into some like the speculation talks here in a minute. So that's coming up soon. So we still have more, as well as our Fright Club exclusive game that will be hosted on the live show. We also have to get into some details for that too. So there's still some stuff to talk about in tonight's live. So hang in. But one thing I want to bring up too is that we got 3 houses announced, and in our Discord the other day we were talking about it. Where is the house information stuff? Where can somebody go and see, you know, the information on the houses and buy tickets and stuff?
Not on the website.
Not on the website? What do you mean? Why wouldn't it be on the website if our Halloween Hornets?
Somebody didn't get the memo.
We don't, as of at least before this live stream, the Halloween Horror Nights, the Universal Orlando Resort website, where there's a very small extras section where Halloween Horror Nights located. If you go into that extras section and stuff, there's no houses. They announced these houses, they have the graphics, but they didn't update the website for them. Kind of confused as to why not. Like, why didn't we get these on the website? So, yeah, I don't know. Like, interesting.
Yeah,
so,
I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a website for HHN? I don't believe it. I know. Surprise. Also, KDK, we love you. Thank you. We appreciate the support, guys. Honestly, like, you know, little side just tangent real quick. I know I'm the king of tangents right now, but huge thank you guys again for all the support. We've been loving, you know, creating the content we've been creating and doing this, and the live shows have become our favorite thing to do now. Back then we used to be kind of like nervous for the live shows.
Oh, so nervous.
Yeah, we were kind of like, oh.
Because we were like, there's going to be like one person that shows up, and then we're like, hi.
Yeah, hey everyone. But I mean, we've gotten some overwhelming support and love and stuff on the channel. We appreciate it. Like, the whole point and purpose of this is just to get people hyped and excited for Horror Nights, is to help people who have questions for it and see if we can just guide people as much as we can with our knowledge and just get people excited for the event and to hopefully fall in love with it the way that we have. That's the whole point for it. And to see that we have such an awesome community with the Fright Club and stuff, it means the world to us. So again, thank you guys to all of you. We love you guys. Appreciate the support. Sappy Robinson, get out of here. Javier. Excluding you now. So
there was one thing I wanted to... Oh, John asked, did we get details via the podcast on Scare Zones last year as they tied in... Oh, wait. Did I read that wrong?
I don't know. I'm trying to find where you're reading.
John Sullivan. Scroll
James
up a
P.
bit.
Sullivan. Oh, I see. Yeah, John. We did get some details via the podcast on Scare Zone last
we
year.
did. Sorry, I thought that was a
as
question.
they tied in the icon, I
thought it
suppose.
said, did we?
Yeah, we did get some details via the podcast. That is true, but we don't have any podcast episodes either, right now.
Nope.
Like we're still waiting for they gave us. They gave us a little taste, but we're like,
Where's the rest?
where's the meal? Like we're still waiting for that.
Did we get the podcast episodes right with the house announcements last year, or was it a little bit later, like right before the event?
I think there was some that was later. I gotta remember. Chat, do you remember during some of the announcements, did we get the podcast episode right at the day, or was it a little bit later? I feel like it was a little bit later. Yeah, Aaron said it was later. Yeah, I felt like some of them were a little bit later, and that's what gave us some more detailed information into the houses. Maybe that's what we get again this year.
Kristen
cool.
has a very hopeful thought that maybe they're giving us less on the original house announcements because the icon and lore of the event this year is more important, and if they give us more about the houses, then it will give too much away about that.
Ooh, potentially.
That is a good thought. Hopefully.
That is a good thought. That'd be nice. And I do like the fact that we have this whole lore, and that one video that we had, remember, with the underground and the red sky. And you guys remember when that giant monster came above Universal with the green eyes and was coming down, and the portal. Oh, that was our intro. But you had the sky, you had all that, the portal. I keep saying the portal. It is a portal, but the arches, the changing, all that, that stuff I eat all the time. Yes, give me that. I love that attention. I also want to say this too. We just had 2 new members to the Fright Club. James, I'm going to say M because I feel like I'm going to spell or pronounce your last name wrong. Montemayor.
And then you did it anyway.
Yeah. Anyways, I gave it a shot. But James
Yeah,
Montemayor.
that's right.
There we go. Hey,
I don't know, but
thanks for confirming.
that's how I would pronounce it.
You're right. No, you're right. Welcome to the Fright Club Legends, as well as Deej. Welcome to the Fright Club Veterans. Great to have you guys, ladies, gents. Welcome aboard. Fright Club, you guys know what to do. Everybody, welcome in the 2 new members for the Fright Club. And I see, I'm going to say Deej. I'm going to say Deej, right? You nailed it. Thank you, James. But maybe Deej. I'm going to say Deej. I like Deej. Thank you. Very excited to join. I hope you're excited because we plan to potentially eliminate you in the future with a Fright Club exclusive game. So be prepared. Should we talk about that now, or should we get into the code names first?
Sure. Go. I don't know.
Go. Okay. Go. I'm gonna go. I don't know. Let's talk about the code names first,
okay.
And then to our 2 new Fright Club members who just joined, welcome aboard. Good luck with the information that we have for you guys later. Get ready. But I want to bring this up real quick, ladies and gents. As you guys can see, here is the recent speculation map that we got from HN Nightmares and from one of our very own Fright Club members, Shanabelle. Shout out to her. She created this back in early May that we had in our Discord channel, where it's got the actual locations for the code names, where the code names are located based on their permits. So, we got flan up to pudding, down to donuts, all the way to cobbler, going around the park. Now this, if I click, let me click this. You can see, maybe not. Oh, nope, yep, okay, wrong button. There we go. So you can see what the properties were, and then just to pop it up, boom. You can see where the actual code names are. So we got Slaughter Cinema 2, we got Goblin's Feast, and we got Major Sweets Candy Factory. Where do you guys think these all belong? Looking at the code names, I can confidently say I think Fudge with the candy symbol, if we're relating it to the HN Nightmare spec map, just for context, here's the symbols, here's the actual locations of the code names, where the code names on the permits are. Now, granted, these symbols that you guys see and stuff, this is just a speculation map. None of this is like official stuff. This is just for fun. We're just assuming and guessing. But if you bring the code names here, I'm assuming the candy symbol with the word fudge, that's probably where we're getting Major Sweets then. And if that's the case, it is in a soundstage right where New York is, where we had Major Sweets, Sweets Revenge, the scare zone in New York back at HHN 31. So this is kind of in that same location. So I feel like that's where it's going to be. As far as the other two, I don't know. Because they didn't say, like, this is where it's going to be, right here.
Yeah, they just announce it. They don't say, like, what location.
Yeah, I don't know.
Typically, I mean, they don't tell us what location it is until the map comes out, which is typically, like, the day before the event. Right?
Yeah, but kind of. Yeah, it's like the week of, I think.
People typically, like, you see the house portals and, like, a wind will blow it, and you're like...
Some of them you'll see, like, the tents and, like, the parade buildings. You'll see, like, the moral.
Yeah, that's true.
The moral of the story. What's the moral of a story for Hill House? Well, actually, that one's got a deep one. That one's kind of sad.
I feel like all of them have a moral.
Don't die. Yeah, so, like, we kind of figured out as, like, the week of, in a way. Also, Nicole. Hey, what's up, Nicole? Welcome in. Yeah, but so Shanna, she went ahead and created this back in early May, and she put all the code names in their respective locations. So a huge shout out to Shanna. Thank you, Fright Club. Appreciate y'all for the support. Because now we get to see which one is which. What do we think? So I say Fudge. Soundstage 24B. I think that's where Major Sweets is going to be.
Sounds right.
We were all kind of speculating Popcorn, which is, this is so funny because the Popcorn is the code named Donuts.
Yeah, that one's kind of confusing.
I keep saying the Popcorn one, but Donuts, this location, if it is that symbol of popcorn, and if popcorn is representing of Slaughter Cinema 2, then that's probably where Slaughter Cinema 2 is going to go, is in the Donuts section. I'm actually happy with this if this map is accurate, because that one is the brand new tent. That is speculated to be the brand new ones that we're getting that's being built by the parade buildings and replacement for them. So that means we're going to get Slaughter Cinema 2 in a larger sprung tent. So it's not like the old sprung tents, which would have been fine, but we're getting it in a more advanced, newer sprung tent and a larger one. So I'm excited for that. Then we got Goblin's Feast. You can throw this anywhere, but if you look at just the symbols, I don't think it was the South America symbol going from left to right above my head, like literally like right here, right? We're going around clockwise. I don't think it was like this Bride of Frankenstein one. It's not the Cadillac. It's not this quiet one. It's not the candy one. We think that's Major Sweets. Unknown Original, potentially.
Maybe.
It's not the Popcorn. I don't think it's the Lantern, especially since they're saying it's an IP. Then you have this museum one, and then the Black and White House. So out of those two, I feel like it's the Unknown Original one.
I really hope it's not the Black and White one, because I was really pulling for that one to be Boris Schuster.
True. But then let's go to the code names. The original Unknown Original location is Pie. However, I know a lot of people are saying that Cobbler is the code name for the house. They keep saying like this one is code name, but if we go based on this location, it would be Pie. But that's just saying if the speculation map has the locations correct, which I don't think it does. I think usually, you know, it takes until like the third or fourth speculation map that Horror Nights Nightmare is puts together to where it's like, okay, this is kind of where the locations are. So I don't think so. Like Cobbler, that location might not be the Black and White House. It might be the Unknown Original one. And if that's the case, that's going to be one of the original sprung tents that we have, which is what I believe personally is the location that we're going to get. It's either the Fast and Furious building tent, or it's going to be the old sprung tents. That's where I think this house would go. I personally would love and want to see this house be where Wicked Growth was, because that's the vibe I'm getting from the graphic. Yeah, I'd love to have that, and to maybe see, like, I know somebody mentioned it earlier, and I'm sorry if I'm not giving credit because I don't remember who it was. I think it might have been in the Discord, it might have been somewhere, but we actually have, pull us back up. Somebody mentioned Dueling Dragons. Remember the Merlin's tree? Wouldn't it be cool to have like a giant, like two twin oaks side by side, like what we had with the Wicked Growth entrance tunnel? Remember how it's just like a tunnel? It'd be cool to have like two giant oaks that you have to walk between, and then it's like you're going into like a more compact area. That's like you're going into a goblin's like little lair or something. I think that'd be a really unique thing where they could put little like lanterns and things leading into it. I think that'd be a cool way to introduce going into that realm in that house. Yeah. So that's why I would love that location, just because it reminds me of Wicked Growth.
Or we just get the pumpkin portal again.
And put like goblin heads?
No, just pumpkins.
Oh.
Like the same exact. Just the Wicked Growth facade.
What if it's literally just wicked growth, but take out the pumpkins and put goblins in place? Because if you look at the graphic,
it's just wicked growth.
oh, it's just wicked growth. Surprise! Goblins feast. The pumpkin lord.
It's just everybody's going through it like, I think this is wicked growth.
Would you be against that?
No.
I do want to see this goblins feast house though, but it'd be cool to see wicked growth again, at least like one more time. So, I know we have some people excited for Goblins Lair though.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, cobbler kind of sounds like goblin.
It does.
I don't
Cobbler
know,
sounds
we'll
like what a
see.
goblin would eat, I guess, but we are what's being eaten. So, I don't know.
The cobbler.
Yeah, and then Brian said the perfect combo for this house would be a mix of wicked growth, spirits of the coven, and blood moon.
Oh, maybe it's because they eat cobbler, but cobbler is not the food. It's cobbler like a person, like a shoe cobbler. And they eat him.
Just that one shoe goblin. Poor guy.
Yep.
He's trying to make him a living. Sad. Because if it's pie, like why? Yeah. It could also just.
Maybe they make you into pies.
It could just be cobbler, and if they're like, everybody's like, oh, what's the reason? What's the connection? They're like, oh, we just picked cobbler for it because why not? Could just be that.
Or in the house, they make the people into pies.
Or
It's like Sweeney
in the
Todd.
house, all they do is like they're legitimately just selling us cobblers. I think they're just like, it's a market.
But they're people.
Oh, they're people. So it has to be scary. Can't just be like a nice little goblin village.
No.
You see what you turned me into? This is all you. This is your creation. All right. Ladies and gentlemen. So we talked about the code names. We saw the map, kind of what we thought, where they would be, what they relate to. We talked about the 3 houses being announced. We showed you guys the merch in the beginning. Finally got that video, by the way. If you guys were here in last live stream, that for some reason gave me so much pain. That's the reason why we were so late in last week's live stream. But we got a video, so we got that up finally, thankfully, thank God, with our merch and stuff. If you guys want to check out the official Fright Club merch, which we're repping right now. I got the hoodie, the Fright Club hoodie. Steph has got the Death Isn't Permanent brother shirt right there, the Death Isn't Permanent collection. I got the Fright Club collection on. Check out www.frightclub.com, where you guys can check out all of our official merchandise there. All the sales purchases, they go to help put this together.
Yeah.
And feed Hondo.
Order them so that you get them in time to wear them to HHN.
Yeah.
It won't take that long, but
Well,
just in case.
yeah, they may take a little bit because there is a long shipping process with it, but it'd be really cool when you get it. Promise it'll be worth it.
You can wear it in before HHN.
Yeah.
Like wash it a few times so it's like wear it in.
Oh.
Oh.
So
What did he say?
what he say? Anyways,
We had a super chat.
Oh, we missed a super chat. Oh my god. That's your fault. I blame you. You got one trick.
I will say I'm supposed to keep track of those. So sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I know people are going to be like, how dare he say that to her?
He's so mean to me.
He's so mean. Why don't you feed your wife, huh? Why don't you feed her a burger, huh? We laugh at your comments, people. Thank you for entertaining us. Anyways, Vanessa Ann, I apologize that Stephanie missed your super chat. With the 199 said June 8th is the GB anniversary, so dual coast post?
Maybe.
Potentially. I mean, yeah, that is the date of the Ghostbusters anniversary, so that
Could
could
definitely
be.
see that.
Would you want that?
Yeah, why
Would
not?
but would you want Ghostbusters to come back to the event?
I don't
See,
know.
like, and that's the thing. That could be a whole nother conversation because, like, not to segue into another tangent, but like, I love Ghostbusters. I love Ghostbusters.
Mm-hmm.
But we did just have it in 2019, so it's like, and if
yeah,
it
not
is,
Frozen Empire.
Yeah, see, if it's Frozen Empire off the recent one, I'm like, there. See, here's the thing though. I feel like this movie has potential to be a good house. There is potential scenes, you know, being in New York, some closer. Yes. Yes. But see,
You know.
I loved Ghostbusters Afterlife. That was actually a really good movie. So it's like I wanted that as a house. So it'd be cool. Maybe we get both of them in if it's on the newer ones. But I would prefer the originals over the new ones.
I agree. I also feel like we're getting this Sweets house, and maybe that's like kind of a campy house. I don't want two.
You bring up a good point, because I remember a lot of people in the Discord today were kind of talking about it. Also, Vanessa, thanks again for the $1.99 and starting this whole tangent here. But the Discord was talking about this. Major Suites is kind of like a campy house, right? I feel like that will be. Slaughter Cinema 2. There might be some campy. I mean, Cults of the Beast Baby, Shitty's Kids, like.
Yeah, but it's not like.
I get it. It's not full campy, but like there's some moments in it that's kind of like, it's kind of funny because they're like B films in a way. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like that kind of fits that vibe too. And then we also just got Goblin's Feast, and based on just the artwork with the cartoonish looking goblin hands, like, could this also be a little campy? Because when I think D&D, I hope not. That's why I'm hoping that this one's really dark and like it's like dark fantasy and like that. I don't know. Like we don't know anything about the houses. They didn't really give us anything.
Campier.
Year of the camp. I'm just picturing the whole event. I'm not against a theme where the whole year is camp and it's like campy in a way, as long as it gets like they have some dark scenes, would be cool, because then you can set up some of the scare zones. Like I'm just gonna use this because it's the first thing that comes to my mind. Camp Crystal Lake. The entire park is like Camp Crystal Lake. Here's one section. This is where like the cabins are. Here's where the lake is.
So you're going like literal with the camp.
Yeah, like the entire park is a camp, and you're going to Camp Hell or something like that. And it's like you get there, and you know, like they have this whole campy theme to the whole event, but it's like dark and overran, and each house kind of plays into the vibe. I think that'd be cool. But I feel like this year does kind of feel like. And if we get Ghostbusters, it's another kind of like not so serious type of horror.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel.
Did we welcome Bean to the Fright Club?
I'm about to say, what up, Beanie? How you doing?
Beanie Weenies.
Hey, Beanie Weenies. Fun fact.
Another one we have to put on here.
We always do this with Hondo because when he lays down, he looks like a little black bean.
He does look like a black bean.
And he had his first black bean the other day.
Yeah.
Fun fact. We gave him like one black bean to try. So Bean, welcome to the Fright Club beginners. Everybody give a welcome to Bean.
I'm
Fright
just
Club,
a
y'all
human
know.
being.
I'm just a human being. Sorry, Bean. We're not trying to give you this much of a hard time. Welcome to Fright Club. Get used to it. And then Glory Lists. Fright Club beginner. Welcome aboard. We got 2 more members to join our cult of fun. I feel bad for y'all. Good luck. Now I want to get into what I call more exciting section of the live stream. I'm really excited for this. Something we've been talking about. We've been thinking for a while. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a Fright Club exclusive game where only the Fright Club members can participate in this. Sorry, non-Fright Club members. If you want to become a Fright Club member, you can join. If you want to be a part of the game, you can join. More than welcome to. You don't have to, because everybody's going to be able to see it and have fun with it. But the Fright Club members are going to be our volunteering members of fun, as you can say, as each one kind of gets picked off one by one on the live stream. It'll be fun. So, ladies and gentlemen, this game that we kind of teased at for the past week or two, I think we kind of mentioned. Why don't we kind of talk about it a little bit? You guys want to talk about what that game is? I think so. But what about, instead of just talk about it and give you guys a graphic, how about we do a little something special, Horror Nights edition?
Moving graphic.
It's a movie graphic! Ladies and gentlemen, Fright Island coming soon to this live stream.
To a living room near you.
Yeah.
Your living room.
Yeah, whoever you are, it's yours. So to kind of talk about Fright Island, this game, lay down. I know it's not your turn yet. You're like 2 minutes early. You're about to come
go to Fright Island.
Right? So we have Fright Island, the game. Here's kind of some of the information for the game. To get an exclusive invitation from your hosts, Brian and Steph, of the show Fright Island, you guys have to be a Fright Club member. Only Fright Club members get exclusive invitations and access to the island. They come by boat. We welcome them on board. We give them a big dinner because we got to plump them up for what's going to happen, and that is the hunt. So it'll be like a live show where we are your hosts for this game. You guys are watching from the comforts at your home. Unless you're a Fright Club member, you're not comfortable.
I still question if anybody will show up now that you're telling them that they're going to be hunted down and killed.
I'm sure they don't have a choice. We kidnap them.
Oh, okay. You're saying invitation, though.
Hold up, this is the legal part. We shouldn't be saying out loud. YouTube, somebody's gonna like join in and be like, "What are the? What did he say?
What did he say?
What did he say?" Huh? So, anyways, Fright Club, Fright Island. It's a game that we're gonna be doing. Only Fright Club members will have access to this game, and basically, what's gonna happen is, you know, we're going to put together this whole story. It's a whole show that we have in mind. We're going to be in character and all that stuff. It's going to be a lot of fun. And Fright Club members, they're going to be invited onto the island and stuff. And basically, they're going to try to survive whatever the island throws their way. And the final person left alive, fake left alive, like no one's going to die. No one's going to get harmed. No animal's going to be harmed in the making of this. There's nothing actually prepared to it. It's for fun. But the last person alive will win the ultimate Fright Club merchandise package. I didn't know what to say. Merch. You'll win the merch. We'll have an ultimate Fright Club package, basically, of all the merch. Not all the merch, but we'll have some good merch and stuff in there, and we'll talk with the winner, and we'll get to pick that out. And the winner will be decided towards Halloween Horror Nights, the beginning of Horror Nights. We'll have like our HH and Eve live stream where that's the day that we plan to have like the final showdown. But as each live stream goes on, we'll have a segment kind of like the rapid fire Q&A, what'll be Fright Island. We'll have that moving graphic come on the screen and stuff, and we might have some other things featured in there that I don't want to spoil. And it'll be this whole fun thing where each live stream we might have 1, 2, 3, maybe 10 members get hunted down, and each one will have a unique way and a unique story on how they got hunted down. So we shall have a feast.
Yeah, you don't have to do anything, like, as long as you're part of the Fright Club. I know some people are asking, like, what do we do? How does this work?
Right now, kind of the beta version of this, and pretty much the only way, because it's kind of impossible to have a live stream and have every member here during the live when it happens. So basically, the kind of the rules of the game is you have to be a Fright Club member by a specific date, which we will announce here in a second. And from that date all the way to the final showdown date, you have to be a Fright Club member in that time frame. If you're not, at any point we check where it's like, you know, you leave the Fright Club or whatever and stuff, you will be eliminated in the next live stream, and you'll have a unique way that you'll be eliminated. We have a whole story for it. It's a whole story that goes in. Everything's a story. And so basically all you got to do is be a Fright Club member from that date to this date. And once you're locked in, you have an invitation by that date. And we'll give it here in a second. So once that's the case, we'll have your name all drawn into a pool. And it's basically a random generator, right? So like the wheel will spin, and whoever it lands on will be the person that's up for elimination.
Yes. And you will still get eliminated even if you weren't in the live that night. You just won't get to see you get eliminated live. You'll see it. You
have to see it in the replay. But that's the reason why we can't currently. Like I said, this is the beta version. We do have different games that's along the way that'll call for more action with you guys, more engagement. But currently, right now, the way it is, it's that it'll be a random generator. It'll land on a person, and that person will be up for elimination. And we'll actually have possibly a cutscene. We might have some fun interactive ways that you guys will see how this person will be eliminated, like it's a live show, like you're watching a game show called Fright Island. And so we might have maybe one person gets eliminated, maybe 10 people get eliminated, maybe, depending, we'll also come across a specific point in the live where when elimination comes up, somebody might have the choice to either save themselves and sacrifice other people, or basically sacrifice themselves for the good of more people. So
Everybody's gonna be like, I'm saving myself. What are you talking about?
see, there you go, blood. So we might have certain situations like that where you guys might potentially go against each other or whatever. We're still working on some of the details for it, but the date for Fright Club Island, the cutoff date, as we're about to make this up right now live, will be what day? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we'll be right back. And after that brief pause as we figure things out as a team live. So the first day that Fright Island will be live for the public to kind of see and watch as these things happen will be June 4th. We'll host a Tuesday. That's Tuesday. Yeah. Tuesday live stream on June 4th, which the game will play. But the cutoff date, you will have to be a Fright Club member by Friday, May 31st. The final day of Friday, you have until 11:59 p.m. Eastern time that night. So basically, I'll even be a little generous. When I wake up Saturday morning on June 1st, that's pretty much where the cutoff will be. So we'll have that May 31st, Friday, May 31st. That day is the last and final day to become part of the Fright Club, where you can then have your name in the mix for the game of Fright Island and potentially be the winner of the Fright Club merchandise package giveaway. And who knows, there might be some other things thrown in there too. I don't know. I can't tell you everything, guys. I can't tell you everything. But that will be the day.
Because he hasn't made it up yet.
We're not supposed to tell the people that we're the host. But that'll go all the way until August 30th. Basically, we'll do a Thursday HHN Eve live stream on Thursday, August 29th, for the opening night being on the 30th. So that'll basically be the day. You have to make sure you guys are a Fright Club member throughout. If not, if we catch you at any point, boom, elimination. You will be gone forever. Anyways, so that's part of the game, Fright Island. That is one of the games we're in the making for.
Is there any way to avoid elimination?
Potentially. It is a random generator. However, for those of you who have been in Discord, you guys know I have been talking about this game before, and you guys have been asking questions, and I have said some of you might already be on the chopping block potentially. I don't know. I'm also going to say this too. Here's another thing that this is kind of an important thing I forgot to say. Fright Club members, we have Fright Club tiers, right? We have our Fright Club Beginner, we have our Fright Club Veteran, and our Fright Club Legend. The Fright Club Beginner, you get one entry. That's basically your one life. Fright Club Veteran, guess what? You get two. You get 2 lives. So your name might be on the chopping block twice. So you get picked. Oh, you got eliminated. However, because your name might appear again, and we'll check it, you will be saved. And that's where it could be. You might even have the chance to potentially pick somebody else and rat somebody else out. And then we can just eliminate them right then and there. It's going to start getting to a point where we find out who doesn't like who. That's the whole point of this. And so, leaving our last but not least, the Fright Club Veterans to the Fright Club Legends, you guys will get a total of 3 entries. So you'll have 3 lives. So of course, if you're Fright Club Legend, the highest tier, you'll have more potential for winning this. Fright Club Veterans, the second chance. And Fright Club Beginners, you'll be the one life, the YOLOs. So that is Fright Island. If you guys want to know what Fright Island is, here it is. It's a moving graphic.
Looks itchy.
Fright Island, where it looks itchy. Coming soon. When the credits roll, heads roll. So Fright Island, we have a little fun game that we'll be doing as a segment in the live stream. And speaking of segments in the live stream, as we approach the part where you and I are both like, okay, we're done. Goodbye. We have one more rapid fire Q&A to get through. So, ladies and gentlemen, you know what to do. Ask away those questions. We had some great questions in the earlier rapid fire Q&A. Some really good ones. So I hope to see some good ones again. And just kind of give a teaser out there too. If you guys are wondering, how will I be eliminated? Well, we might have something called the Cults of Hondo. That might potentially be a way that you get eliminated. Who knows? We might also have Michael Myers might make an appearance. Jack the Clown might be there. Cthulhu could be there. Who knows? All kinds of scary stuff might appear. But the Cults of Hondo, beware, because they are natives to this island of Fright Island. You don't want to come across them. So, yes.
Cool.
All right, the timer is on the screen. The clock is beginning. Rapid fire Q&A. Stephanie, you may begin.
All right. First question is from Chris. Is there a dress code on the island, or am I good to bring my bikini?
Can we eliminate people now? What boat is he coming in on?
It's your game. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, whatever boat Chris is coming on. Can we make sure that boat does not arrive?
What years did you two scare act? 2018, 2019?
2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 22.
No.
I'm kidding. 2017 and 2019 for me.
If you could pick one themed food from an original or IP, what would you create or want?
Damn, I hate these questions about the food because
You're hungry.
oh my god. Well, I'm hungry, but also like this will take the entire
Yeah.
rapid fire Q&A because I'm like, oh no, oh man. Okay, off the top of my mind, it's not something I want, but it's not something that I'm like, oh yeah, that's the one I want. I feel like Horror Nights should do, and that is a Major Sweets type of candy at the event. I feel like when they had the scare zone, that was a missed opportunity to kind of actually sell like the candy like that, unless they did and we weren't paying attention. But I'm hoping that this year that's something that they have.
Yeah. I don't really know.
Yeah, that would be a question for an entire live stream. We might have an entire food live stream coming up.
Oh, for sure.
All right.
McDonald's or Wendy's?
Neither. Sorry.
Brian doesn't like fast food. I would say probably Wendy's. I like their chili and their chicken nuggets.
Okay.
Do you guys recommend getting Express for opening night? I would say yes. We recommend
Yes.
getting Express any night.
Yeah, any night, but especially opening night. I feel like opening nights can be pretty busy. And if you're thinking about actually buying Express for opening night, do it as soon as you can. If you can, do it as soon as you can because the prices will increase as time goes on and they might even sell out. So just keep that in mind.
Movie you want to see in Slaughter Cinema 2? I'm really looking forward to like if they do the whole like Grindhouse thing.
Okay.
That's what I'm looking forward to.
I would love to see like a video store type of vibe. If you guys don't, you guys probably don't know this. I haven't said it, but I actually have a movie script that I want to do, a horror film that I've been wanting to do. It's kind of like it'd be like an indie film, and it has to deal with being at an old like family movie rental store, like a video store and stuff. So I would love to see something like that.
How do you upgrade your membership? Good question. I don't know.
That's a good question that we should know. Nah, we don't.
I feel like maybe you go to to the main channel page and where it would say join, you might be able to click on membership and then change it.
Yeah, you should be able to, in the settings of the channel where you guys have your membership and you select that, you should be able to see the other tiers and upgrade to that.
Yeah. Did you guys ever have to call security on a drunk guest when you were scare actors?
Yes.
Not necessarily. I don't know if he was drunk. He might have been. But I did have one guest that spat at me.
Yeah, but I've actually had a lot of those too. Yeah.
I went to as a scare actor in a house, you just go to your coordinator and then they do the calling of security and everything.
Yeah. And really, I don't care because I'm just going to scare him back. Like, I'll get the upper hand. But for instance, in 2019, when Steph was in the house and stuff, if there was ever a moment where I'm like, these people are being too crazy, I would actually back out of the boo hole, get Steph and tell her, wait until these people pass, wait till they pass, and then go back. And if they're being really obnoxious, we would go to the exit and we'd fight them. We'd all jump them.
What's fun as a character in a house is like if that ever happens, you go to like the end of the house and you typically will beat them out. So you just stand there.
Depending where you're at.
So you just stand there and you're watching them and you go, that guy.
Get him. And everyone jumps them. All right, moving on. We'll save that for scare acting experience.
How old are you guys? Do we want to answer that?
I'm in my late 40s right now. 27, just turned 27. Steph is
I'm
22.
29. You're wingmanning for an icon. Which icon are you a wingman for?
Huh? Oh man, what?
The Usher.
I don't really want to hang out with any of them, to be honest. Like personally, like I don't really.
Lady Luck should be easy to wingman for.
I feel like Fear.
Yeah.
I'm like, let's go all out.
What original house that you found underwhelming would you like to see get a redo?
That's a good question. I feel like the one I felt like we were excited for that just did not hit was Spirits of the Coven.
Yeah.
I feel like that one, but I would like to see Hellblock Horror get more time to be filled because that was like the.
I honestly
the filler.
would love to see them do another take on Blood Moon.
Maybe. I mean, Blood Moon was good right off the beginning,
liked
but then
it,
it just
but-
like there was problems towards later on.
Yeah.
Even Depths of Fear. Like I like Depths of Fear, but I'd like to see maybe tuned up a little bit. By the way, guys, Hondo has been crawling from the couch and whining.
He's like army crawling.
And that's the end of the time. But get one more question in there. 'Cause we
And
kinda
this is
delayed.
a practical one. Is it smarter to do express on weekends or during weekdays? I'm vacationing for a week and I'm only buying 2 nights of express.
Wait, we're talking like at Horror Nights?
Yeah.
Because if you're gonna buy Express for 2 nights, like I really don't think it matters. Like Express is going to get you like through the houses. You're gonna have the time and stuff. Like I don't think it really matters necessarily. The typical answer is always like the weekends.
Yeah.
But lately we've been noticing like the weekdays have been really busy too. So I feel like pick the days that you want to have. It depends how many nights you're going. I don't know how many nights, but
I would say maybe even like your first 2 nights get express so you can do everything. And then the other nights you can kind of just stand in line for the things that you liked a lot.
okay, that's a good answer. I would agree with that. So that you can make sure you do everything right off the bat and then just coast towards
There
the
you
end
go.
of the stay. That's a good one, Steph. I agree with
Yeah.
that one. All right. Ladies and gentlemen.
Last question. Are you Hispanic?
Yeah. I'm a mix.
Cool.
I'm a mutt. Got a little Puerto Rican in me.
Like Hondo.
Yes, but all America, baby. All right. You are annoying, and we love you. Wait.
Wait, I need this last comment to be read.
Oh, go ahead.
Chris said not to go there, but can we all take a second to appreciate the tan line?
I know. We talked about this earlier. You guys see this? No, stay. Hold up. Stay. No. Sit. Wait. Stay. Oh my God. Hold up. You're almost on the screen. Wait 1 second.
He's ending the stream for us.
So yes, right here, nice beauty tan line. Yeah, great. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the Cult of Hondo, part of the Fright Island. You jumped the gun, bro. You jumped the gun. I was gonna have you jump in here. Crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Cult of Hondo, who will be a part of Fright Island. Fear him as he wiggles and waggles his way through the jungle.
Okay.
That's perfect timing. Wiggle and a waggle. You jumped the gun on that one, bud. And then you were late to the other one. So
you
we'll
were
work on that. Ow.
a little early.
He's,
Hitting you.
yeah, about this tail. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for joining us in this Tuesday evening live stream. Hold on, let me get this rapid fire Q&A off the screen. But thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you for the support. We had a very hectic past week, haven't we, for the HHN community with these 3 original house announcements. And at this point, who knows what's to come next? We can get some tomorrow morning, get some in the middle of the night, later this week. We don't know at this point, which is kind of exciting because it keeps us on our toes and stuff, but I'd love to have more. Nice, good sniff. All right, but with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, remember, Fright Island cutoff is going to be the last day of May 31st. If you guys want to be a part of it, join the Fright Club so you guys can be aboard that boat to head onto shore. And check out the merch shop, www.frightclubshop.com. Follow us on Instagram. Join our Discord because in a few minutes, I will be headed over there to chat with you guys all for the HHN live stream after party on Discord. So we'll be chatting over there. I got some stuff I want to talk about with you guys and see what you guys think for these past 3 houses. If you're just joining us, thank you so much for joining. Rewatch it all, and shout out to Daniel for that intro. Until the next video, guys, we look forward to seeing you all there. Colt of Hondo says hello. And like always, we'll catch you guys in the fog. Peace out, everybody.
Bye. Say goodbye, Hondo.